Hello and welcome to 2028. I'm your host and in-depth reporter, Dan Whelan, and today we'll be looking at a very serious problem that takes us to Onondaga Community College in Syracuse, New York. The problem? Study carols. Students are not using them enough or even at all, leaving them alone, unattached, tired of the bar scene. That's why we have appropriately labeled our show, The Empty Desk. These are study carols, and many of them are empty. Not a pretty sight, is it? Where are these students who should be filling these? Well, that's exactly what we wanted to find out. And with us now is a Dr. Heinrich Gustappen, noted psychologist. Doctor, why aren't students using study carols?
Well, the trouble with students today is they are not disciplined enough.
I see. And how can we correct this problem?
We shoot them.
We shoot them?
No, just a little joke. Just a little joke. Actually, we lock them in the closet for 2 or 3 days, and when they come out, they are ready to use the study carols.
I see. Well, thank you, Doctor. That was fascinating, truly fascinating. Well, is it that students are not disciplined enough? Well, we sent our camera crew there, and I had to go as our in-depth reporter. We're on a low budget. This study carol's empty. Now, why is that? Is it students would rather be goofing off than doing their homework? Now, who should be filling this carol? Is it a one Mr. Gary Faust? Now, our secret informants have told us that Gary Faust is downstairs in the snack lounge just goofing off. Let's go get him. Here we are in the snack bar where Mr. Gary Faust is obviously taking it easy. Excuse me, sir. Aren't you Mr. Gary Faust?
Yeah, that's me.
Now, Mr. Faust, don't you have any homework you could be doing in one of our many spacious library carols?
No homework. All done.
Now, come on, Gary. That's not what your English teacher told me.
What?
Yes, he says you've got 3 research papers due, and you haven't even begun War and Peace.
What are you, my mother? Get out of here.
Oh, come on, Gary. I can hear those library carols calling you right now. Listen.
Gary. Gary. I'll go to the study carols. I'll go.
Good man, Gary. That's another study carol that will be filled the whole semester. What about you? Who's your English teacher? I'll find out. Now, what have you got to do? Another one. Excuse me, sir. Why aren't you studying one of our many library carols, the spacious ones?
Well, it's like I got there, and I saw this sign which said, no drinking, no eating, or any tobacco paraphernalia. Now, when I do some studying, I like to do some smoking, 2 5-packs, and I like to drink a lot of beer.
Uh-huh. I see. Now, how about that? There's an idea. What about it, administration? How about it, free beer? What do you say, administration, huh? Let's hear it, huh? Let's hear it. Now, back to you. Thanks, Dan. Yes. Back to myself, indeed. Well, that was 2 weeks ago when we actually taped that segment of our story, and here we are to fill you in on the rest of the story. Here is a man who, before our little visit to this fair city, never even knew what a study carol was, even looked like, much less knowing how to pronounce it. But, ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you the new Mr. Gary Faust.
Oh, thank you very much.
Gary, it's nice to have you on the show. Now, could you tell us, in your own words, how study carols changed your life?
Oh, yes, of course. Well, you see, ever since Dan introduced me to study carols, life has been absolutely wonderful to me. I have gotten all my homework done every day. I have found that I even have time for my favorite hobby now. Reading about different mating rituals of the hollow-bellied snail. That's why I picked up these neat glasses. I also received A's in all my classes. That's why I strongly recommend all students, young and old, to make use of their study carols so you can get your homework done and become just like me.
Oh, thank you, Gary. That was fascinating. Truly fascinating. Well, that wraps up our edition here at 2028. But be sure to stay tuned to this channel, because coming up next is Fred Koppel's Byline, where Fred will be talking about overcrowding in study carrels. Why aren't there enough of them for students to go around? Experts believe it's the free beer and popcorn the school administration is passing out for the students using them. So that's our show. And from all of us here at 2028, good day, and remember, we're in touch, well, because we need the money. Bye-bye now.